All right. All right. I believe we are live, which means time for the pretty music. Oop. And time for pretty pictures. So, hello, welcome to Raccoon Stew's art stream. Today, we're going to go and finish a friend that we attempted last time. We're going to probably give him a name today and hopefully a background. But for now, we're going to finish giving him all of his details. I press the enter button, not shift. Let's get rid of all of the clutter real quick. So we basically almost have the flats down. I may have to work a little bit on his hands and feet, but otherwise, I am really kind of liking how he is set up. I think. Sorry, you can probably hear the chips. I think what I might do is I actually will rotate the inner part of his. I actually don't know what those are called. I think I might flip all this. Hold on a second. Oh, okay. That's right. We are going to group, flip, and I think I want it this way so I could better represent his body kind of facing in this general direction. Even though his head is kind of turned straight. You could tell that I didn't exactly plan this out with a drawing first. You know, we're good. That thing just sit over here. So today's a very hot day. So if you tend to hear me drinking something, I apologize ahead of time. I'm very thirsty. All right. I really like this music. It's pretty chill. I think what we're going to do is we're going to smooth. Whoa, that's a little too smooth. No, it's not. It kills the idea. Let's see. There we go. All right. Simple little adjustments. So if this is your first time here and you're wondering, well, where did this little frog come from? He is from a secret stream that I had made beforehand. I was testing streaming for the first time, and this guy was my little test subject to start with. Hopefully, I say hopefully by the time you see this, it'll be deleted. It will be deleted soon. I just haven't gotten around to it just yet. But we have better things to do than to watch my embarrassing first steps. Instead, we can watch my embarrassing second steps while I figure out how to properly deal with the obi, or his, not the obi, his feet. I don't know what an obi is, but I'm trying my best. So let's about line it up to here. And then we're going to round that out. I think actually we will do this. We're going to straighten this one up at least a little bit. Get a little line there. And then let's see. You want to give him like the classic sandals. And since he's like a frog, I guess they would be... I'm wondering if he should have small feet or very big feet. I'm honestly kind of tempted to give him bigger feet. Let me see. I'm going to check. We can make bigger feet for him, and then we will see how that works out. All right. So, I have to get into the sticks with it. Just readjusting my desk a minute. All right. Bum. Sorry, just re-pulling up some old images. I'm going to use this. That is apparently on Pinterest. Copy that. Peace. Alright, so we have that. And then I need a picture of a frog. Specifically, their little woody feet. And I'm just pulling these off of Google. I'm not really doing anything like, I'm just doing a quick little grab and go. Alright. So the frog legs are kind of really long and spindly. If we were to simplify these into shapes, I would say basically one long rectangle, and then a long rectangle, and then I guess like a rhombus. I actually forgot what those are called. But probably two rectangles at the very least. So it seems like they kind of work in the way that like human hands are, where it's essentially just kind of like one, like if you were to simplify human hands to like very clear to quick and easy boxes, it's primarily like a little square with a sort of little offshoot for the thumb, and then, you know, all the digits, and the opposable part of the thumb. You know, just copy that a bunch of times, you know? And it seems what the frog is something to that effect, except if you look closely, it's actually more like two thumbs, essentially. So let's see. Instead of this square, it actually looks like it's more of a little, I think it's like a little rhombus. then like 2 digits that spread out, probably for stability. And then of course you got the bigger ones, which are to get more in the weeds on the particulars of the shape, is essentially one very long stretched out rectangle that ends in a circle. So this rectangle is going to go and pinch in the middle, then connect to the circle, and voila, you got basically a frog digit. All right. Now that we also have the peasant class sandalware. If we're looking at the shape for this, it's kind of, I believe, 5 sides, more or less. It's 5 sides. Maybe 4, depending. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's 5 sided. So it's like a 5-sided with like a little, with like the smallest side usually facing inward towards the body. And so so a pentagon, and then there is a 2 ring. So you got 2 rings that stretch over the halfway point or towards like the top. So like a line basically right here, that. And then it comes down the middle towards the left toe, towards the left big toe. So it splits at the left big toe, and it's a very simple line right there. I actually might change his sock bandages, whatever they're called, because they're really just, it's a lot more simple than what I have them as, which is like a little cross thing going on. They're actually just like different bands. So we could probably just we'll probably be fine with just different, we could probably get rid of these entirely, and then I could just do a little shading thing, kind of like what I did with like his mouth, where I just add a shadow over top of them to make to give the effect of a line being there. That is one way I could do that, I guess. And I can experiment with that as I go along. But yeah, so we kind of have a somewhat game plan. And then I'll probably be doing the same thing with his tail. I don't necessarily want to add lines if I can help it. I want to kind of just leave this flat and lineless. We'll just get rid of those. Or, better idea, just in case we change our mind, we'll just take these away and throw them in the scrap along with his old hat, which I'm probably should go away anyway. So I'm going to take a chip and we are going to go over his feet one more time. Or scrap them. Scrap them, boys! Little nubs. He's kind of hitting the pose, if I'm being honest. I think it's kind of to help balance out the tail, which really should be balancing the rest of them. Also, I just really wanted to see like what a frog would look like with a dragon tail. It's a bit thick for him, but it kind of works. I think because, you know, they used to be like tadpoles and they used to have tails, it doesn't necessarily like conflict with what they are. Let me see. I'm just going to group all of these. That doesn't really do much. Sit to the back where you were. Thank you. And then what I'm going to do, just wanted to make it a little thinner. A little thinner at the end and a little thicker at the top. At the base. This sounds very Wii music. Yeah. We'll work on that later. Anyway. Since this foot is facing more towards the audience, we're going to go and angle it about so. You're not going to really see that much of the side of the foot from this perspective. And then for the other foot, we're just going to freeform it because it's not really that hard. Actually going to add a little bit of about, I guess, a little bit of height to show where like the toes exactly are. Then from here, square, and then up. Going to drop these down a bit. We want to make sure that the heels are about in line. So if I could just take a line. That's going to be where that's going to show that he is standing grounded on a line. Yeah, about right. Maybe just like a touch. Yeah, that's about good. Yep. Cool. Now to make them green. All right. And since the bottom of their sashes are going to sit on top of them. They're naturally going to sit on top. So we got to push those over. We will worry about the finicky stuff of lining them all up later. Might do something about the way the angle looks. That was particularly bothering me. So I'll let that one go. So I just took care of that one. All right. So all right, so we have, so these are the human proportion feet. And you know what? I'm going to add a thing here, right here, and that will be better. Just to properly get the like instep of the foot as well as the tip of the toes. It looks so wide when close up, but it's actually not at all. Once we have that, so these are kind of like the human proportion feet. So we're going to take these, set these to the side, and then we're going to go with frog feet. So they're going to be now with the frog feet, we're going to have to adapt it to the same kind of like pentagramish shape that we got with the human foot, because it still needs to meet heel to ground. It's just that the size of the actual instep, which is like the main middle part of your foot, basically the bulk of your foot, that is extended because, you know, frogs have a longer instep. Theirs is stretched out so that their toes can spread over a much wider surface to get them stability. Whereas humans are just relatively like shorter, but shorter and more stout to match our bipedal way of standing. So to accomplish this, we'll actually make a copy of these. And then we're going to fiddle around with the length of the length. So I might just do because I think because of the way that the frog legs are, it might help to kind of like stretch it out to lower the instep and then stretch out the bottom part. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually already kind of liking it a little more than the regular foot. Like the regular little tiny feet were cute, but I think there's a certain charm to kind of matching the more animalistic features that you can't get if you kind of stick a little too close to the original. If you don't play around with it, you know. Ba-da-ba-da. Frog. Kind of sits a little high up. What really happens is, so the base of the foot, like where it actually touches the ground, is actually more so on like the top of the palm. So would it actually make more sense? I lost where. All right. So would it actually make more sense to raise the top, kind of like spread this out like this? So then how would I design the foot? Would it just be would it be on heels? Feels weird to kind of put them on heels, but we could always just like have the sandals sort of like wrap around that part, wrap around like the whole of the foot. Or we could have them set down. We'll see. But first, whoops. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Now, since they are, since they are coming towards us, we're actually going to. I think a better way of representing it is stretch out, then raise up, and then you come back in. Yeah. There you go. And then we'll worry about getting the legs in line later. Okay. So then comes the other part. It comes the other part of the frog foot, which is, of course, the this part. I'm sorry, I don't know frog anatomy that well, so you're gonna have to forgive me. But basically, the thumb area. The thumb area for the frog is also something we gotta take in consideration. So let's see. I would say it would probably be around here. Ah, no. Get rid of that. Probably something like this. And stretch. Oh, I just now noticed the music stopped. My bad. I really need to get my own like playlist downloaded so I don't have to worry about YouTube being YouTube. But for now, I guess this would be good enough. Sorry, y'all. I was locked in, chat. Let's see. So yeah, like I saw, there's like two extra digits around there. It's actually very interesting. It's still 5 digits like our hand, but unlike the frog, but it's still 5 digits like our hands and feet, but like the frog's hands are similar to ours, but the way their feet are positioned, it's like they got the first 3 feet in the front and then the other 2 on the side. I guess to like, since it leans over, I guess that makes sense. It's just weird. Because now we're going to have to consider that. Alright. So we either come up with a new kind of sandal design that would match this, or we just leave him barefoot and just say he's got padding and it works out. I don't know. Also, I was kind of growing tired of this this brown. I kind of don't like it. Let's go with Okay, I think I got an idea. I think I got an idea. Alright. Roll me here. I'm gonna use we're going to, instead of having it kind of like split, I think what we're going to do is we're going to have the split right here, but instead of it being over top of the instep, because that's not going to work, we're going to put it actually around here at the base of the ankle, at the top of the ankle. Because see what that does with the shoe, because see, look, let's go back to like the Japanese shoe, right? Let's go back to these like sandals. This little part right here is basically like a connection point to the sandal. Like all of these, like this spot here, here, and over here, they're all little connection points to the sandal that keep it connected to the foot. So when thinking about these connection points, we can't have the same ones with this foot anatomy because they're eventually are going, we have to deal with like this extended area, this thumb area for the frog. And we can't just wrap it over. We can't just wrap it over cleanly, because then we're going to have to account for the sandal being like the sandal's going to be basically like super extra long, and it's going to kind of look weird. And like that could work. That could kind of work, But then you're just thinking about like, well, how's he going to walk like that? I also thought about making the sandal kind of like a big circle. Kind of like a circular pad thing that he kind of like sits on. Which would be cool because it'd be like he's walking around on his own lily pad. Like he has lily pad. Actually, damn, that does sound pretty good. He has like lily pad sandals that he's connects to. What I'm instead thinking of is I might still actually go with that because that actually, now that I'm seeing it and thinking it out loud, that's pretty sick. I think this is still going to be like a connection point. We still got the connection point right here, right? Still have the connection point, but between the big toe and like the smaller ones off to the side, and accounting for, and just accounting for the padding right here, and then accounting for the rest of the digits right there, we're going to have like a sort of like circular thing, and it's going to kind of like attach around here. It's going to kind of like attach around here, I guess. And then on the back, I guess you wouldn't be able to see it, but on the back, there's also a connection point that goes down like his Achilles tendon that would connect to the back side of the lily pad. So, and I guess it would be kind of like a little, it would be kind of like a little belt buckle. This thing right here would be a, let me see. This would be kind of like a little belt buckle that the rope would attach to. That the rope would attach to, and you would weave it in between there. And then I guess there would be kind of like maybe a little like dot thing or something that in the middle for the other one. I can't, something kind of like that. Yeah, kind of working this out. Maybe it would be kind of like it wraps around over top, loops back down. Bend that a little bit. Something like that, but then how does that work? Ah. I am almost 2 seconds away from just saying he's barefoot. I will I will not hesitate to be that lazy, chat. I kind of don't want to, because then I feel like I lost. I don't know. I really also just like the lily pad idea. Like the idea that he's just walking around on lily pads at all times is so, it's just the right kind of whimsy I'm looking for. And it's practical. So no, it's got to stay. Maybe it should be about that size. Like, maybe the lily pad itself is actually kind of like pretty big. I got to think on that a little. I'll think on that a little bit. Yeah. All right. So next thing we're going to do is the toesies. We're going to get the toes in. But before we do all that, I'm going to just take all this extra stuff I just created, move it, and we'll start getting the foot together. So first things first, we're going to bring this in. Union. Connect the dots. And then it's going to be triangle, whoops. I'm going to have it like that. Might straighten it out a bit. See, and this is the funny thing that being an artist does to you that you won't get by using like AI or something, is that now I'm a little bit more knowledgeable about frog anatomy than I think the average person is. Now granted, that will almost never benefit me unless I'm trying to pick up some lady in like biology, which I'm not above. But you know, it's just a fun little thing I can use at like parties. It's like, hey, did you know that like frogs technically have like 2 thumbs, kind of, with the way that their feet, well, not 2 thumbs, but like 2 big toes or whatever, by the way like their toes are set up. And they're just kind of like funny little guys that use it for balancing and stuff like that. And they'll be like, wow, that's a fact you just said. And it's like, yeah, it was, wasn't it? And then I could be proud of myself while they're all walking away. Because I know things. Object to path. See, let's just stretch. Sit you down. Yes. About right there. Mm-hmm. I hope the crunching isn't too obnoxious. If it is, I'm very sorry. Mm-hmm. And then there's going to be whoops. So it seems like the biggest toe is actually going to be the back two on this side. With the middle toe seeming to be the biggest. And let me see. Okay. When artists tell you about the ugly parts of the process, they're talking about basically this, where what we're looking at right now is kind of a hot mess in terms of like artwork. And that's because I almost never draw frogs like this. I almost never draw frog legs. And especially I don't do like vector art of them. And this is the little rough moments between exploration, refinement, and just understanding your fundamentals, where it's where it's going to require the most sort of like trust in yourself, and I'll say a little bit like a mental fortitude, because usually around here is where the panic sets in, at least for me. Because I'm like, I really would like this to turn out well, but I can't even tell if it is, because it looks like such a hot mess. And I may have messed up somewhere, and I won't know until like I just hash through it and do it. But you just kind of want to skip to the part where it just looks pretty, because then it's like, oh, okay, cool, I'm not a fraud. I'm not I didn't just make up a whole bunch of crap just like 10 minutes ago about, well, you know, frog anatomy and this and that. I know what I'm doing. And that's going to take a bit of work. It's going to take a bit of trust in the process that you actually are like going forward on the right direction. And, you know, for some people, it's a little too frustrating, and I completely understand that, because I have been very frustrated with myself numerous times going along the art journey. However, you gotta keep the faith up, you know? You just gotta trust the process. It's going to be ugly before it's pretty, you know? All right. So we're just going to connect everything. Union. I got any doubles? I got a couple little... Oh, shoot. Union. Alright. So, one, to avoid having too many nodes when working with vectors, unless absolutely necessary. Like right here, I could probably just combine the two, and it does alter it slightly. But, you know, you can work with that. Just smooth out the nodes that need it. Sometimes I feel like the way it smooths them is a bit counterintuitive to what I want. That size you pretty close. It's a very lumpy frog leg. Alright. Just double checking, make sure that's all one. Yep. I wonder if I can get rid of it. Yes, I can. Nice. I frankly do not need it. Right, so it's a curve. Now, one of the things I wish I could listen to while we're doing this is like other podcasts. Because something that I've been recently listening to for a minute now is the Magnus Archives. I've only just started it, but it is so good. And see, the Magnus Archives helped me realize something which I guess I've been in kind of denial about my whole life, but I think I'm actually a fan of horror, which is crazy. Which is crazy if you know me, because like I'm a total coward. But if when you actually like look at the stuff that I like to watch, a lot of it is horror actually. I like Lovecraft despite all the racism. I love Courage the Cowardly Dog. I like listening to Wendigoon, who does a lot of horror stuff as well. Like I'm actually quite the fan of horror when I get down to it. It just doesn't feel like it because whenever like, you know, you deal with horror at a certain point, you're just like, oh goodness gracious. Like every like dark corner now has like a guy there waiting to shank you. And you're just like, oh my god. Or like every creak that you hear in the floorboards is that what is like some guy ready to like jump you in your house. And my mind is already an imagination factory, so it goes ballistic anytime I have to deal with like the idea of something horrible happening. Because I could just think of like 1,000 things of like, oh god, someone's gonna break into my house and shank me, or oh no, our house was built on like an old burial ground and now the ghosts are out for revenge, or something stupid, you know? And it takes me like an unfortunately long amount of time before I can finally like chill out, come back to reality, and realize that the house, you know, nothing's trying to kill me. I just live in an old house. It's starting to look a bit like a frog leg in bits and pieces. Yeah, kind of here and there. I think it's just the proportions are off. I'm gonna have to just get into that in a second. Ew. To be honest, I'm not even sure if I'm using the right frog, because my frog is a little more toad-like. So maybe their proportions are different, because this is very clearly a frog made for jumping. Whereas the other, whereas like my big boy, he's kind of a chonker. So maybe the way his feet will be spread out is a little different. Slightly different, you know? I think ultimately, like, frogs still all have like the same anatomy, but Let me see. It's hard to tell though, because with all the pictures I'm seeing on Google, like frogs just kind of keep sitting on their legs, specifically on their feet. No, it's about, yeah, it's about the same way I got this guy is. So yeah, I got it about right. It's just very hard to get frog feet right. I guess in the way I'm doing it. I don't know. Hmm. Looking at the frog foot, they're all about the same size digits. So yeah, I definitely need to make these about as big as the others. Norotato. Reddit. Durotato. Hmm? I am doing things to this thing. This help. Actually, yeah, I'm more of a fan of that. This one. There you go. Always better to just kind of simplify. Speaking of, see if I can get away with the same thing here. Yeah. should also probably open up another window. Let's see. Yep, and I'll just keep that over there to the side. I'll also keep this window up. So I can have a nice little fun thing. You could also just duplicate your window. And speaking of, while I'm thinking about it, save check. You can always duplicate your window to see what your artwork looks like in two different views. So I'm at the very like close up view where I can see all the little ugly bits. Whereas I have the big view so I could see what it looks like all together. Really useful to do, especially in digital art. Big fan of it. Now that let's just join y'all together. His feet are still kind of small, I'm noticing, so I might go and expand them in a minute. First, let me like fix them up a bit. There's you. Hey. All we hear is Radio Gaga, Radio Lulu, Radio Blah Blah. Uh-oh. The music died. Oh no. Oh, and restarted. Okay. That's lovely. Well, I mean, we are planning to stream for more than an hour, so works for me. Apologize for the scoff. You are kind of a little too big, to be honest. All right, that is at least somewhat passable. Bring these over a bit. I'm gonna just stretch these out. Yeah, there we go. A little bigger. And first. Ah. And It sounds like one of those songs you'd hear in like an old 2000s video game. Like an old 2000s 3D platformer and you're in like the water levels. Or what was that one with like the dolphin where you were just kind of like just swimming through like the waters at like fast speeds, almost like a racing game, but I don't think you were racing anything. I remember that game was kind of sick actually. I feel like this is also great footwear for someone who routinely has to walk through like wetlands and swampy waters anyway. So that just makes like the lily pad shoes just kind of like double genius. I love it.
Hey.
Anyway, save check. Sorry, that's the last chip break because I'm out of chips, unfortunately. Let's see. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie. After all of the mental work getting this together, as well as just the actual work of getting all this together, I'm not very excited of putting all this together either. The right side. I'm not gonna like cheat and just make it, one, because it's just not gonna look right at the angle, and two, I just don't feel like it. So we're going to take a break, just a real quick mental break, before I buckle down and be a big boy and finish what I have to start it. And we are going to talk about his name. Alright, so where's the 10? I have a couple names. Well, no, I don't. I had a name for him. Ben Shrift, no. Let's see what's a good one. Yeah, I'll use this. I had a couple names for him that I wanted to test out. That's big. We'll work on that later. It's a bit big. So the first name I had for my boy is Fujiro, because he's, or Fujiro, which, you know, is, I guess it's okay. I guess I don't know if it fits him or not because I have no idea what Fujiro means. It was just the first thing that came to mind when I looked at him. But we have that. Now, I'm not very good at naming things. This is just a thing that I must deal with. But I think we should play around at least with them. Just come up with like a couple of different like names that can maybe work for the guy. So we got, I don't want to do something that's just kind of like, hey, real person and his name, because I already did that with Pedro the pig, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm a little dissatisfied with that. I had a better name, in my opinion. I had a better name that would have fit for him, but certain forces bade me otherwise not to go with that. So that then just kind of runs into another issue, is just, do I want to come up with some kind of fantastical name, or do I want to do something that kind of just fits the vibe of the character? Then again, I have no idea. I'm gonna look up. Is Fujiro an actual, is that an actual name in like Japan? Fujiro. Is that like an actual name? I'm Googling it right now. Fujiro. Fujiro name. Oh, it actually is a name. All right, let's see. And it actually has a meaning. Let's see. Oh, it can also be used as a surname. So, yeah. Okay, so I didn't just pull that out of my ass. It means flower, which I kind of like that for him. Let's see. Part of his name, I guess Fuji, is for wisteria. So like the wisteria plant, and kudzu, which is, if you're from the south, you understand, you know what kudzu is. It's that big endless vine that will never die away, never die off. It also means bright and cheerful, with like a bright, cheerful attitude, clear, loud and clear. It's actually a pretty good name. So it's basically, oh, and there's another way that you could say it, which is, so the same first part, the Fuji is, so Fuji stays the same, but the Ro part can also stand for like young man or son-in-law, which, or it could also mean like a man, son, husband, young man, but it's basically guy. So flower guy, which is not a unfitting name for him. Well, like, I mean, it is, because it means usually like a young guy, or for some reason son-in-law, which is interesting. But I imagine my little fella right here to be kind of like in his late 30s, mid 40s, somewhere in that area. Like, he's been around the barn at least one time, so he's kind of like, you know, he's kind of got his thing together more than any young man would. He doesn't feel like a young frog, you know? He feels more like, he's a little seasoned. Just trying to get through the day. I would say I do like it as a name. I might look up other kind of like other first names. But before I use before I use this site, I think I want to come up with a little something more fantastical. I hate that, like, I'm just thinking of like Japanese names now, like Jiro or Kamen Rider. His name is Kamen Rider. No problem with that whatsoever. It would be funny too, because like Kamen Rider is funny, because what I plan to do is, like, his backstory is that he actually farms like giant rideable roaches in the countryside, and that's what, not roaches, grasshoppers. Like, he actually farms and raises grasshoppers like horses, and uses them to like travel the countryside and like make a living. But he also, you know, he does like some simple farming as well, as you do to, you know, raise livestock like that. And so him being like a Kamen Rider, so him having a name like Kamen Rider is actually a little fitting. But we could go with Mushi, because I know that means Mushi means bug. Not Mushi, not Musho. I wonder if Musho means anything. I'm gonna look that up. Is Musho a name? Nope, Musho was not a name. It doesn't, to be fair, I don't think it would work in like, I figured not just from the way that like hiragana works, it doesn't sound like how they usually do their names. Boop-a-doo. Let's see. What's another name that we can go for? Also, I hate how these are like breaking in the middle. Maybe we could use a different one. Yeah, that looks tough. Sick. My name is Mushi Fujiro. John Jackson. No. That's way too boring. Khaled. Khaled. DJ Khaled. DJ Khaled. Oh, excuse me. I'm not gonna lie, I already don't like Khaled. Mugson. You're seeing in real time just what I managed to poop out of my brain at a random notice whenever it comes to naming something. Because we have, you know, perfectly decent names like Fujiro and Mushi, which also did kind of come off the top, but at the very least, like I have a good basis for these from like Japanese names. This, I'm just spitballing stuff. I don't know what this is. Like Khaled, like is he Kal-El or something? Or Mugson, because mug of dirt. or whatever. Maybe he drinks dirt. Maybe he drinks dirt. Do I want to make him drink dirt? I'll think of that one. Note. Maybe drinks dirt. With worms. And you know, hey, look, we all have our own preferences. I figure it'd be something kind of akin to like how humans drink smoothies. It's just all mixed up in there, just a little bit of, just like small pebbles, some water. The water is the most important part because that's where like all the real taste comes from. The mud, it's all kind of the same because you can only really drink one type of mud. Otherwise, you're going to get sick. And the worms are kind of like the sprinkles that are garnish, or it's like the protein powder, so that you can keep like, it has the nutrients all in it. That's how the worms work. Let's see. Calic Mugson. Gibbs, which also is not doing it for me as a name, but it is something. Pike. Pike. No. Boom, boom, doo 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 doo. Ba da 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 da. What else could we call him? He's very like, what's the most chill guy name you can think of besides Shaggy? Then again, Shaggy isn't. Yeah, Shaggy's chill. He's just not put. He's just put in the unchill situations. Wave, ill. Leroy, no. Carton. Like milk, no. Gossamer. Sounds like a Shakespeare villain. Gibson. Scraping the barrel. Barley. Barley. And his name is Barley. Barley. I'm kind of half and half on him actually, on Barley. Although he does like to drink worms. Alright, more names. And I am Let me set a timer because I'll be on this for all day. I'm gonna set it for 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes of name checking. 5 more minutes of name checking. All right, let's go. Carl, ill. Jackson, no. Boxing, what? Kakarot. Lamonte, no. He's totally a Lamonte. Seabrook. You know, he kind of gives me a little Seabrook with the blue, but no. Kai. Maybe he should have like a... Should he have like a Boba or Kiki name? I think he should have a Boba name. He's pretty chill. Boris. CeeLo. C-less. Seymour? Seymour? I'm not sure if I'm on Seymour's side. Sebastian. Sedgwick. You know, I feel like I'm just being stubborn now because I'm very clearly making a Japanese frog farmer that raises Japanese grasshoppers on the Japanese countryside in this fake Japanese world that I've created for him. And I'm legitimately considering Sebastian. Okay. All right. New plan. Let's stop being stubborn. Let's use the Japanese name dictionary and find some good ones, I guess. Or we can use the name generator. That also can help. Kuzuha Mizutani. That's actually a pretty neat name. Like, no idea who that is. Names: Masao Kurita. No. Alright, let's go to boy names. Haruki?
This.
Okay, here. Yeah, English word meaning chill. No, let's go with like slow, which sounds a little bad to name a child, but you know, we can go. Oh, we could. Oh, Haruki. Haruki's kind of sticking out. Okay. Yeah, clear, fine, serene. Haruki might work. Or Yuki. Haruki or Yuki. Let's check them both out. So let's see. So let's see. The characters for Yuki. It could mean common or good fortune, depending how you use it. Oh, we could also... Nope, there's also another one that stands for common. And then there's one that's like radiance and brilliance. Oh, there's a lot of ways of saying Yuki, huh? Huh. There is quite a lot. Beauty and nature. I kind of like this one. See if I can copy it and like paste it in here. So this one, this Yuki, it stands for both beauty and nature. And like it has like two, so like the first part, so like no, this part right here, it has like the feathers of a bird or insect, and considering working with grasshoppers, that fits. Um, so it basically it means like feather or wing. So this part can like stand for like the grasshopper wings. You got those going on. And then his last name. Oh, it also can stand for like something that provides assistance or help. I mean, he is raising them, and they do kind of like help him like move about the countryside. So I kind of dig that too. Uh, Ornament held in the hand when dancing. Hmm, that might be kind of neat to do. And the last part, the last character in his name is tree, wood, or timber. So it kind of represents like a standing tree that is growing, to plant a tree or to stand firmly. And I like that again, going back to like the lily pads and just like his general place in life and his demeanor. Dude kind of he has his shit together, and he's pretty like stable and content with what he has in life. So I kind of like that. I think I go with this as his name. His name is Yuki. So there's also. I'm just gonna look at the other ones real quick, and oh, my time is up though. Oh, yes, my time is up. Ah. Real quick, I'm going to look at Haruki though. Real quick. Spring, season of growth and renewal, precious, valuable, and honorable. Haruki is a pretty good name. There's big, large, and great. Glitter, sparkle, shine. Season, there's the spring one again. And tree, wood, and timber. We might get to that. But I don't know. Kind of like Yuki. He at least I like Yuki, but for some reason I don't think the way it sounds, it almost doesn't seem like it fits him. Like its meaning fits him, but it sounds very soft. Sounds a little too soft, like almost kind of girly. Maybe he's at peace with that, you know? It's like, hey, you know what? Your parents loved you. I'm pretty sure that like they meant good. They meant good when they gave you that name. So, oh, anyway, we will figure that out later. But for now, we're going to buckle down and get on to the important part, which is his foot. So, let's go ahead and get into that. The music seems to have stopped again. Yes, I know. Go ahead. Going, keep going. Wonderful, wonderful. And the stream is looking all right. All right, so let's get to it. I think what I'm going to do is kind of keep that placement. Not all what I meant. In terms of color at least. We'll just union it all to one little big happy family. All right, awesome. All right, so I'm imagining it. I guess the feet would be here. In which case, I guess no need to even put that there. That's just gonna add unnecessary issue. Let me see. Let me draw it out first. Let me draw out the lines. So here, sorry, just make it like a line. So there. Here. And here. I guess I kind of imagine him a little closer together, but I'm gonna cheat and just say that's fine instead. This one would not be that far out though. Probably, or rather this one needs to be more far out. In which case I would rather it be kind of like up here.
This.
Then that looks more like a frog leg. Oh boy. You know, I'm not looking forward to when I actually have to do the grasshoppers, because if you've actually seen a grasshopper up close, they're horrifyingly like scary. Especially with like, they have giant irises, but like, not irises, they have like giant cholera, the white parts. They got like huge eyeballs, right? But like the iris itself is like pinprick tiny, like it's literally just a dot, and it is so terrifying. Like you could tell, you could tell which animals are built to be predators based off of their eyes, usually just by like the placement of their eyes. But no, you look at a grasshopper and it's like that thing was meant to be a predator. Just from the way that its eyes look. It's so dang terrifying and scary. And like I hate it. I absolutely hate it, man. And like a spider's eye, that's kind of just more like weird. Man, I really should have done this for the first foot. Like a spider's eyes are kind of just weird and alien looking, right? They're not like, they could be a little terrifying, but only in the way that it's something's like kind of uncanny. Whereas with like a grasshopper's eye, it's so very eerily similar to how our eyes look, which only makes it worse. Like those things are just, they're dang terrifying. I'm telling you, man. Yeah, about like right here. And then, yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. I should have done this to begin with. Foot right there. So I got doing curves. Then right here. Then right there. There you go. And that should be probably good. Probably good is where I'm going for. Alright. Gonna group this. Dim this. Then we're going to set it below. Okay, maybe not that. So next thing's next. I'm going to put it like around. I'm going to go about here. Here. So I need one for this side of the foot. It's right there. It's crazy I did all of that. It actually was probably for the best that I took that name break, because I probably would have just went straight into like recreating what I did with the first foot and then just being like, God, I am so sick of this. It always helps to take a break. You gotta love a little constructive breathing. A little constructive brain breathing. We could like, yeah, that works. Move these out. Doesn't have to be exactly where they are. You know, it could be close. Alright. This one's gonna be a little more. About right here. Ooh. Yeah. All right, and then time for the little lily pad toesies. Man, this is so much simpler. Let's just flatten these suckers out. Oh, wait. Probably will have to string this a little bit. Kind of proportion. I like the size, I just don't think it's not exactly proportion. Maybe I will keep the size up. Alright, and then we can just delete that. And it's looking okay. It's just he's a little, this foot is a little bit more flat than the other. We can fix that by wait. Let me actually, oh. Not group. Union. Maybe not that big because we don't want. The other foot is a little more forward facing. Oops. They are relatively on the same line. Oh. Eh. All right. Let's make it about the same color as the straw. Shoot. Almost wondering if I should give him like those little wedge shoes. What are they called? Gilza? Where they got the little wedge at the bottom. But would that make it harder to go through the mud? Easier to go through the mud. Because then they have like a good allows them to like dig in and not get stuck on the mud. Well, that's probably why it would be that. But I also think he looks really good, by the way. With his little gills. Whoa, not that big, but a little bit bigger, you know? Not that, not like that. Also, just want to check on the other view. I'm going to go and check the little flip horizontal. To see if there's maybe some things I could kind of like fix about Big Guy. Maybe I can already tell I gotta do a little something about them legs. Alright. We're going to rotate the hat just a little bit. Alright. Let's see, what is the... Alright. Alright, it's a line of balance. Should be about like right here. And again, I'm having them rest on one side. Does the hat actually look better? Let me see, did it rotate it right? Yeah, it is. Okay. I mean, it looks alright from this angle. It just doesn't look right from the way I'm seeing it when it's flipped. I actually want to test something. What if we flipped it? No, not you. Nope. Nope. Get out of the way. What if we flipped the hat? I had a feeling that would happen. Also, when did I grab the mouth? Yeah, also had a feeling that would happen. Mm, mm, mm. And now that I'm thinking about it, why did I not group these already? Oh, I guess that's why. Alright. I should at least group the bow, because fiddling with all these is just going to be annoying. You, you. So I know the line. So like, I know all his weight should realistically be like around here. Should I move the legs a little more in? So we're going to save. So the line of balance. So like he should be balanced about right here. I think this leg actually should be over here. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. And you know, now I'm looking at this foot. Uh God, it was so much more helpful to just draw it out. Maybe I might do that with this foot in a minute. Just to make sure everything is like properly kind of lined up. As it is, I really did just kind of freeball it and then just hope for the best. And while it did turn out all right, I think I did a better job with the other foot than I did with this one. Like better-ish at least. Also, we ran out of music real quickly. Just going to pause. And let's go with all. I really need to get a playlist. All, da, da, da. No way. Yeah, we used it in the last one. Let's try this one. It may not be. Got some dungeon synth music. I don't know if it's. If it is, it's fine. We're just gonna go with it. Nobody's watching this anyway. It's all good. Alright. Really need to. One of those things I need to do in the future is work on that playlist. All right. So now let's remove the line. Looking at this. Yeah, I like it better when it doesn't have a little gap right there. Whew. Okay. All right. I think we're going to move this leg over. A little bit more. Just take everything with it. Just Move it just a little bit more. Yeah, that looks good. Oh, hey, we're back, I guess. We're back. I disconnected for a second. That was weird. Maybe it's just a internet connection thing. But I think we should be back. Which is good. Alright. So I think the base of his design is almost done. I think what I want to do, I want to add one more thing. Because I think I saw it in like the peasant clothing. Oh, no, it's not these. Kind of something like this. I wanted to put like a little decoration, maybe like just beads, like a little rope with beads on it that goes around the sash. Maybe not like a with a bow tie, not a little tie or anything like that. Just like a bead, you know? Alright. So I'm going to make, probably shouldn't have made this the same color as this. Should be a different color because it's kind of my straw color or rogue color. Okay, what can I make it? What can I make it? What can I make it? I think this would make it too similar. Yeah, nope, that's real quick. Just want to all this, or actually just do like gray color. All right, and so I'm just checking to see my values right now. I'm just checking to see where I could probably alter some of the colors in terms of readability. Because what you don't want is something like this, where these two values are so close together that they're basically the same thing. Like without the color, like it's very clear you could distinguish between them, but it'd be a lot more readable if you had it would be a lot more readable if the colors themselves were kind of like different values. So this is a problem. These are okay. This is at the very least separated. These two, because these two would be a little bit too close together in value. But I would also maybe like to make these. I don't know if I want it to be a little darker. Yeah, I want the eyes to be like a little bit darker. Probably the same, probably about as dark as this. So probably about as dark as that, if not a little darker. So we'll change the value of those. And then these, as you can see, like the value is absolutely the same between these two. If it wasn't for the color, you couldn't tell the difference. They have the exact same value. And let's look at the fill. So this has a value of 67. And yeah, they have the exact same value of 67. So I have to change the value. Now, considering that the pants, there's only one thing that looks like, there's only one thing that has like this shade of brown versus having to change all of the greens. I'm just going to change the pants. I'm going to change the pants value to something a little darker. Maybe change the value of the pants until the hands are more readable. You don't want to go too much because then we're going to work, because then it has the problem of now it's blending in with the jacket. Want it kind of too bright. We're trying to find that Goldilocks area. 60 seems to be pretty good. 60 seems to be okay enough where there's still kind of a clear line between them all. Alright. Yeah, ultimately, yeah, that doesn't really like, that really doesn't throw off the colors that I've set. I'm sorry, I'm just spazzing out. My bad. That doesn't really throw off our colors or anything. We still have the same relative like values. We still have, it's still the, not the values, we still have like the relative color palette that we were going for. But yes, we absolutely need to fix this part because they are too close together. Now, I think what I want to do is I'm making that, if I make that too dark, because see, what's the, oh, fine, ungroup. You're 63 and you're 70. So I can't go too dark with that. I could maybe afford to go lighter with these. Now let's see. This is a value of 86. This has a value of 75. Wonder if we just change. If we change the saturation, that doesn't fix the problem. It may look more clear to us, but it doesn't change. The ultimate problem is that they're still too dull, or they're still too bright. So that's 86. Maybe we could raise that up to 90. 88, 89. Let's raise it up to like 89. Yeah. And then we can afford to put this up to about eight. Good. And now there's still that good, there's still a good amount of distance. There's a little more clarity in between them. Yeah, even when you sit out, there's a more clarity between them. I'm going to still make this a little darker. Now 67 right there. And then make these two. I don't know why I did it this way. I'm just gonna bring you down to about 59. And yeah, so there's still there's no change there. So we kept the clarity, kept the colors, but they're different values. I actually want to make the eyes, make them a bit. Make them a bit darker. So take it down to 75. Yeah, that's nice. Alright. So yeah, nothing much has really changed in terms of the colors, but it's a little more clear now. It's not something you really noticed. You only really notice value changes if they're going wrong. But for things like this, it's just the nice little tweaks that help with making the picture look better overall. Oh, I just noticed that little bump right there. I actually would prefer there was a little bump like that. Because that sells it being more of like a heel. We'll work on the, oh my goodness. All right. I feel like as much as I love them, they just wouldn't work in where he's going to, they just wouldn't work. I love the look of them. I truly do. But the reason that it works for like, the reason that they have those kinds of shoes is for like, I think it's mountain climbing. That's why like Tengu have them. Like they're for like walking in like mountains and stuff like that. So we can't, clogs aren't going to work in the swamps. They're not going to work in the wetlands. They're going to work in the mountains. This is going to work in the fields. I'm having an interesting idea. Let me see something. If we can cut here, cut here. Yay! There you go. Lily pad gyoza. Not gyoza. I know gyoza is like the little dumplings thing. I think there's something I think they're called something gyokan or something. They're similar to that. All right, my boy looks good. My boy, whatever your name is, you look good. Right. I forgot your belt. Which needs to be a different color. What is the color of your sash, my friend? What is going to be the color of your sash? Maybe that's fine. But then... Hmm. Trying to think what would be a good color to add. Maybe if I take a more stretched out look of the color palette. I think that's good. So we have orange. Sounds like when the final boss shows up. Blue. And the orange, blue, and yellow. We have brown and gray as well. Excuse me, I'm burping on the mic. So I got that one, this one. Is that the same color? Yeah, it is. Yep, so that's that color. So those are the same color. This is just a darker version of that. That is the sash. Yeah, the sash ended up being kind of like a different color. I think this all but confirms I need to change the sash color because there is such a minute difference and it's kind of unnecessarily close to each other that if they're not going to be the same, they should be different. Because that's just unnecessarily, like, I think that's just unnecessarily, like, complicating the color palette. I think I should do, like, I think it'd be better if it was just another color. Just gotta figure out which one. But yes, as for you, oh, actually, that is this one. Oh. So it's that. Okay. So I need to change you. The blue, I already have your. I know this color is your shadow color. I know that. Actually, these aren't even the shadow colors of each other. I have yet to make your shadow color. Or yours. But I have yours. We got the shadow color. You're going to get rid of this one. Turn it into something else. What are we going to turn it into? No. All right. Let's check. Nope, that's hideous. Okay. Hmm. Maybe a sort of peach color. Here's an odd idea. What if we just went full white? Well, not full white, but like we just went for it in the white. Hmm. It's got more pizzazz, you know, with the color and stuff, but guess I'm just not sold on it being the same color. Hmm. It works value-wise. I'm not worried about the value. It's just... did I move it? Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, that's right. What the? Kind of okay with it for now. I think I'm okay with that for now. Oop, oop. So it's a very, very dull orange. It's a very, very dull orange. Very light orange. That is something. I'm kind of, I guess, in the color wheel that we're working with. We're just gonna chill in this greater section. In this greater section of the map. I guess that's fine. Right. Alright. Oh yes, and I need to get the so Alright, so the idea with the warm color. Alright, so the idea with the shadows. Oh, whoa. Right. I keep forgetting. Wait, how? That's 80. That's also 80. I can't use the string. It can't be this light. Oh no. Okay, yeah, we definitely got to drop it then. So it can't go past, it can't go 55 or 58. So it can't go to 66. This is at 80 though. So if we get it to like 70, let's go to 72. Let's go like 75. Ow. It's basically a gray at that point. Also, that's alright. Let's up its saturation. Because right now, that's 21 and that is literally 0. We bring this up to 30. And bring the value down to 70. Still a little too close. Still a little too close. It's better. Changes things a little. What if we did just go darker? Actually does look a little better in separating the body. There's at least a dark spot here. Yeah. It does a good job of separating the body. But damn, does it look ugly? Does it look ugly? Okay, actually, yeah, I like that. There you go. I like that color better. All right. Hmm. Next thing is next. The next thing is next. The bead. I'm gonna make a bead. So. Just gonna place this down. Yes. Right down. Yeah, about right there. We're going to. Only thing is, it's going to be a bit tricky. Avoiding tangents. Mhm. And let's just add some beads. Let's add some beads. Alright, so what color are the beads going to be? Oh, and also we need to do so already. So in my mind, it seemed like a very dark gray to just black. Makes no real difference from a distance, so may as well just go with black. And then this one and this one. Go back. Ooh, okay. This one goes forward a little bit. So black. This. There you go. And this one on the top of that. Yes. Mm-hmm. Big bright red. If I would just make these like really saturated. It actually kind of worked. Because they're so small, you don't really notice that they're the most saturated part. Just accent colors, I guess. So yeah, you can make these like really saturated. Firehouse red. But that one's a little bit too bright. Like everything is at 100 with that one, so we can't use. We're not gonna do that. It's a little chill, a little more chilled out. I think we'll work on the color choices. We'll hit the color choices of those later. But now, we have other details to do, namely the pads. The pads. Ooh. So we're probably not going to finish the frog because we're not probably going to finish him today because I'm getting a little tired and I have other things I have to do. This will be the last thing we take care of, which is, of course, the biggest issue. The lily pads. Alright, so... Oh. It's actually probably a lot simpler than I'm making it out to be. Observe. I'm going to do this. Make another. Shrink it down. Different. We got a ring. What will he do with said ring? Put it on the leg. So I know I got that one here. this will probably be... Yes. Hmm. Hmm. I don't know if that really works because it's not really bound to anything. I was like, yeah, it's right there, but it's not gonna do anything. It has to have the back, it has to lift with the foot. Otherwise, it'll just flop and stay put on the ground. So it has to lift from the back somehow. I guess. It had to be something kind of like this. Where let me see. So the ring is like right here, right? And I guess they have to wrap around. Like, yes. I need to do some studying to get this right. I think it would be something akin to this, I guess. And yeah, that looks weird, especially with the whole colors. If I just let me take care of that. Let me take care of that issue real quick. So if I made them all Make this color right. And then the rings are like, let's say they're iron rings. That. Stop clicking on everything but what I want. Oh. Anyway, let's say they're like that. I'm not sure that's right. I don't think it is. Not, I'm not particularly a fan of it, if I'm being honest. There probably is some other way. Because I'm pretty sure shoes like this exist. Where they're like these big flat circles that people use to walk in mud. Or at least walk on top of mud so that they don't sink. I don't know what the name of them are. I'll have to research that in a minute. But I do at the very least know that they do exist. And it could be... Ooh. It could be that we're just missing that one little bit. Because I just need to figure out how they stick onto the feet. I need to figure out how they're harnessed. Once I get that, then we're golden. I also... I'm just going to do this now. I'm going to do... Actually, I'm going to make a duplicate of that. This one different to you, right? There. Oops. Now they're probably going to be like a gray. Yeah. Maybe towards bluish gray. Bum. Been meaning to do this all day. Actually, no, just keep going. We'll just go with this for now. Hmm. won't be able to see it. All right.
What?
All right. Okay. I think, therefore I am. Release the clip. Wait, I did make it. Okay, cool, good. I'll do kind of like this. Yeah. You and then you. Set flip. Bring it down to the bottom. All right. And then one more time for the boys in the back. Very tempted, but just in case it doesn't cleanly go, we're going to release the clip, air all the dirty docs. Yep. So, all right. And voila, we have something approximating a pretty okay character design. Might move the fingers though. Oh, okay. Oh, the beads are above the. Oop. Yeah, honestly, not too bad. I think we did pretty good today. We gave him a fresh new drip and straightened out some of his colors, determined at least what they were, and did not decide on the name yet, but we're getting there. Yuki is good. I think we also had Haruki. But again, they both just sound a little too soft for him. But we're figuring it out. We're figuring it out as we go along. But that is going to do it for this stream. Glad if you came and stopped on by. Tell me what you think in the comments and have a wonderful day. See ya.